My dear students, welcome to this Career Foundation online coaching classes. And this class is specially for C25 syllabus M2. We have for M1, we have even for M2. And for this M2, we are starting with a chapter called the straight lines. It comes in the coordinate geometry, straight lines. So let us start studying directly this one. Straight lines has, what do you mean by slope of the straight line? Slope is also called gradient. Gradients means slant, slope, inclination. And we are, don't forget one thing, we are studying this in the coordinate system, x and y axis. Angle of inclination, simply inclination of a straight line is the smallest angle measured from positive axis to this straight line in the anti-clockwise direction. It is anti-clockwise direction what we have. See, this is anti-clockwise direction. That means what? What we understand is, if we take a coordinate system, then what is the angle? The angle of inclination theta is the angle made by the straight line in the anti-clockwise direction, positive x, from the positive x-axis. This angle is called what? Inclination we call. Angle of inclination of straight line parallel to positive x-axis. What do you mean by parallel to positive x-axis? Parallel means if this is x-axis and then any line parallel to this x-axis doesn't make an angle with the x-axis, so its angle theta is equal to 0 degrees. Angle of inclination of a straight line parallel to y-axis. Parallel to y-axis means what? It is like this, parallel to y-axis. And parallel to y-axis, it makes 90 degrees. So here in this, what we have learned is, what is the angle of inclination? Slant angle of inclination. So let's go for the next one now. What is the next idea that we have to learn from this? Okay. So let's go for the next slide here. Now this, as I would like to say, the whole of the chapter is divided into two. First one what? Slopes, and another what? Equation. And if you study the pattern of the question paper for C25, it is different from C20. First 15 questions are there. That is 1 mark, and then 2 marks, and 3 marks, and 4. Around 30 marks it is coming up in this unit only, minimum. So if we make this perfect, then that there is no risk of getting minimum marks in the examination. So let's concentrate on this. As I told you, the straight lines is made up of two sections. That is, one is what? Slopes. Another is what? Equations. Now here we are concentrating on the slopes. Slope means inclination. How much is the inclination? The slope is also called, some word called here, gradient. You should note this, gradient. Gradient means slope. Slope of a straight line making an angle of inclination theta with x-axis. The very first formula that we are understanding is type 1. And the type 1, the slope is given by what? A formula called m is equal to tan theta. So I can write here as type 1 or type A. First type is when any straight line makes an angle theta with the positive x-axis, then how much is the slope of this m? M is equal to tan theta. M is equal to tan theta. So I will rewrite over here, or I mark over here, m is equal to tan theta. Now this is very careful. 1 mark they will ask you question. For x-axis, what is the slope? As I already told you, for x-axis, the slope of x-axis is nothing but what it is? 0. If they ask you what is the slope of y-axis, the slope of y-axis is what? 90. How did you get this? Now say, A, the slope of, for x-axis, the slope of x-axis, as I told you, okay, this x-axis doesn't make any angle, theta is equal to 0, so m is equal to tan 0, it will come 0. So if they ask you one single small question for 1 mark, what is the slope of x-axis? 0. How did you get it? So theta is 0, tan theta, if you substitute 0 over here, you're getting answer as 0. B, if you just check for y-axis, suppose this is there, and if at all this y-axis, we know that it is making 90 degrees angle with the horizontal. So what we do here, m is equal to tan 90. Tan 90 is nothing but what? Infinity. So what I suggest you is directly by heart this. Slope of x-axis is 0. Slope of y-axis is what? Infinity. That's all. Now based on this, let us have a question here based on this formula. So I'll rewrite formula over here. M is equal to tan theta. So on this formula, and I call it as when angle is given, how to find out the slope? Using this formula, M is equal to tan theta. Let us take one question here. Question number 1. Here. So in this question, what is the question? If you read, what is the question here? Find the slope of the straight line, or they may say find the gradient of the line with an angle of inclination 45 degrees. With an angle of inclination 45 degrees. That means what is theta here? Let me solve. If they give you, find the slope gradient of the line with an angle of inclination 45 degrees. What do you mean by that? That means a straight line is there. It is making an angle of 45 degrees, which is theta. So for me, theta is given as 45 degrees. The moment I come to know that, we should remember that the slope is given by m is equal to tan theta. But remember one thing. You should draw this. If you don't draw, is okay. But otherwise, you have to write the formula, that is important. M is equal to tan theta. M is equal to tan theta. Therefore, what is M here? Therefore, M is equal to, what is theta here? Theta is 45 degrees. What is 45? Tan 45 is equal to 1. Sometimes we don't know that. So we can have a small table here. Yesterday we have discussed that. What is the table here? Only for 0, 30, 45, 60, we can go for 90. So if you say tan theta, I say tan 0 is 0, 1 by root 3, 1 root 3, and this is infinity. Only this much is enough for the time being, because we are using the formula m is equal to tan theta. I only want it for tan theta. In trigonometry, you might have learnt for sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, cot theta, sec theta and cosec theta. But it's okay. Now we can go ahead with this. Okay. Here it is 45, it is 1, and 60 it is root 3. So we can remember this and we can go ahead. So here see, tan 45 is what? Tan 45 is 1. If you write this much, see students, 1 mark is very valuable. Half mark they will give for formula, half mark for substitution and getting result. If you don't write formula 100%, you won't get the full marks here. So this is my question, which is already answered. I have one more question here, 150. Now for this 150, we call this angle as allied. Allied means what? Let's say 90 plus or minus theta, 180 plus or minus theta, 270 plus or minus theta. This kind of a question. So let me go ahead and teach you that one. So let me just push it a little. That's it, and go for the second one. Oh. It's okay. Right? So let us try to answer this question. Here it will. So B here. What is B here? 150. So 150 means tan theta, it is tan 150. Now this is allied angle. In different colleges, different methods they have taught. See, 180 minus 30 is 150. Or you can say 1 into 90 plus 30. That also is possible. So what I will do here, I will write this as 90 plus 60 is 150. 1 into 90 plus 60. I will give you a little bit of different idea how to do it. Now second is equal to, if you have 1 plus, then it is a second quadrant. Then it is a second quadrant. See here, 90 plus 60 comes in second quadrant. In the second quadrant, what is positive? ASTC rule. ASTC rule, first semester you have learnt it. Here all are positive. Here sin cosec is positive, tan cot is positive, and cos and sec is positive. Now in the second quadrant, 90 plus 60 falls in the second quadrant. This second quadrant, here only sin and cosec is positive. We have here tan. So that means tan is what here? Negative, minus. And then we see that actually we have a different rule to adopt. Say 1 is an odd number, so tan becomes what? A cot here. So cot 60. Cot 60. What is cot 60? If you say, if you have a formula here, cot 60, you would directly get the answer here. It is minus 1 by root 3. Like that you keep solving these problems. Let's now go for the next one. Okay. Next slide. Example 2. So we now understood using this formula. Now example 2 is same. We are using first type only. When angle theta is given, how to find out the slope. But here in this case, you find the slope of a straight line with inclination of, they have given here in terms of radians. There they gave degrees. Here what they did, 3 pi by 4 in terms of radians. So what is my first idea to do it? Solution. We see that what is theta here? Theta is equal to 3 pi by 4. If you are not comfortable with this, what you do? 3 into 180 by 4 you write. So 4 into 4. Okay, 45. Sir. Okay, 4 into 45. If you divide here, then you will get 180. 4, 20, 2s are, see here. So 45. So 4 4s are 16, 4 5s are 20. So 45 into 3, how much it is? 130. So 135, we have converted into degrees. Maybe you are used to degrees. You can convert it to degrees and you can do it now. Now, what is the slope? Slope formula, when angle is given, we all know that it is like this. Okay, this theta is given. But here 135, it is obtuse. Okay, so theta is equal to, ready? Yeah, slope m is equal to what? Tan theta. M is equal to tan theta. Therefore, m is equal to what? Tan 135. How will you do it? I will try to give you, because diploma CET students also, you should concentrate here. You should try to use some shortcuts. See, in the colleges we have taught a 90 plus theta, 90 minus theta tables, 270, 360. Okay, 180 plus theta minus theta. Here you can use one more kind of a tricks over here. Tan of 1 into 90 plus how much? 45. 1 into 90 plus 45 is 135. Now what I suggest here, 1 plus, if you just check, it is in the second quadrant. So you know what is the second quadrant. Second quadrant, sine and cosec is positive. But what I have here, tan I have. So when it is tan, I will take it as what? Minus. Okay. Second thing, if this is odd, then tan becomes what? A cot. Cot 45. What is cot 45? So see, two things we have done here. 1 plus means second quadrant. In second quadrant, what is positive? Sine and cosec. All others are negative. So I took it as negative. If this is even or it is odd. If it is odd, then what happens? Tan becomes cot, cot becomes tan. Sine becomes cos, cos becomes sine. becomes cosec, cosec becomes sin. If it is even, tan remains as tan, cot remains as cot. So tan becomes cot over here. Cot, and then we have to write this angle. So cot 45, according to the table, it is nothing but m is equal to minus 1. If you solve this very clearly, then only you will get that 1 mark or 2 marks what they have given. Otherwise, it is not possible that you will get the full marks. It's very important that we understand. Now let us go for the fourth problem. Now here, before going to the fourth problem, now I repeat, slopes are of three types. The first type we have seen when angle is given, theta is given. M is equal to tan theta we used. Now we are coming for the second type of slope here. Angle is not given, but they are giving 2 points. So this is called what? A slope of a straight line passing through or joining the 2 points x1, y1 and x2, y2. Means what? Suppose a straight line is there, it is passing through 2 points x1, y1 and x2, y2. We don't have any idea about how much angle it is making. Then we need to have a different formula here. What is the formula that we have to use for that? So if there are 2 points which is passing through, or sometime it joins A x1, y1, B x2, y2. Then the slope is given as m is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. This formula we have to use when a slope of a straight line is to be understood when they are joining the 2 points or passing through the 2 points. So I mark over here when a straight line passes through 2 points or joins 2 points, it is given by what? M is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Let us solve one problem here. I think there are 2 problems here. You can solve them easily. Now what are those 2 problems here? Here A I will take. The question is very clear here. Find the slope of the straight line passing or joining the 2 points 6, 3 and 2, 1. So the first one, what we do here, so 6, 3 and 2, 1. So what I do, x1, y1 I will take it as 6, 3, x2, y2 I will take it as 2, 1. No angle given, 2 points are given, I will use this formula. So what I will do, m is equal to y2 minus y1 upon what? X2 minus x1. What is y2 for me? Y2 is 1, y1 is 3. And what is this? X2 minus x1, 2 minus x1 is what? 6. So 1 minus 3 is minus 2. 2 minus 6 is minus 4. Minus minus becomes plus. And the answer is half here. If we write what is given, x1, y1, x2, y2, it carries marks. If I write this formula, which is important, that carries marks, and substitution and get answer, that also carries. So all the discipline will have its own marks. Now let me go for the second question which is given B here. Here what it is there, so here you see, what is x1, y1 here? x1, y1 is equal to minus 1, minus 2 here. And x2, y2 is what? Minus 3, minus 4. Therefore, slope is given by what? M is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. What is y2 here? What is y2? So this is my formula. y2 is minus 4. Okay. Minus this minus. And then it is minus 2. Be careful. This minus different. Okay, x2 means what? Minus 3 and this minus is there. So minus x1. Minus 1. Minus 4. Minus into minus becomes plus 2. minus 3, minus into minus plus 1. What will be my answer here? Minus 4 plus 2 is what? Minus 2 divided by. And then minus 3 plus 1 is what? Minus 2. Then minus minus become plus 2. 2 if you get cancelled, the answer is 1 here. This is very, very important, students. So we have learnt here, again I revise here. The first type was when angle is given, m is equal to tan theta. Theta is given in degrees or radians. The second type, what I am trying to say is when a straight line it joins 2 points or crosses through 2 points, then I am using the formula called y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. And I am using this formula written. You can watch it n number of times and practice it. It's very important. Okay. Then let's go for the next one now. Now here it is a different here. Show that the straight line through the points A, 2, 3 and B, this one makes an inclination of 150 degrees. What he says is, there is one straight line which is actually joining these 2 points. 2 minus 3, not literally, see 2 minus 3 comes here down. Let us take one point here. Then B is what? Minus 1 root 3 minus 3. And the slope, he has given already the answer. The slope is nothing but, the inclination, the slope makes an angle 150 degree. What he says, the angle what is make is 150. Actually, it will come here, but we are just not practically, we are not taking it exactly which quadrant here. It's only an understanding that I am talking about. Because 2 minus 3 means where it will come, 2 minus 3 it will come here. I can just take one idea over here. So we say that x1 y1 is given here. What is x1 y1? x1 y1 is 2 comma minus 3. What is x2 y2? Minus 1 comma root 3 minus 3. Root 3 minus 3. Now for this we have to understand how will you find out the slope of that straight line. Okay, and making an angle 150 degrees. That's what it understands. So 150 degrees. So what is the slope here? Theta is equal to what? So tan theta is equal to what? What is the tan theta here? Tan theta m is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1. What is this m? M is nothing but what? Tan theta. Tan theta. So what I'll write therefore? Tan theta is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay. So we see. So how we are doing it? So y2 minus y1. So tan theta is equal to, what is y2? What is y2 here? Root 3 minus 3 minus. What is y1? Minus 3 divided by. What is x2? Minus 1 minus. What is x1? 2 here. So root 3 minus 3 minus of minus 3, that becomes what? Tan theta is equal to root 3 minus of minus 3 means what? A plus 3 divided by here minus 3. And we understand that minus 3 plus 3 will go. So it becomes what? Root 3 divided by minus 3. Now you will not know what to do here, which is important. Now you don't know how to work it out on this. I will give you the simple idea here. So tan theta, what you do is equal to root 3, you keep like that only. This minus same. 3 you can write it as root 3 into root 3. So that 1 root 3 will cancel. It will remain as minus 1 by root 3. That is nothing but what? It is a minus tan of 30 we see. Minus tan of 30, if you go for trigonometry and solve it, the answer what we get over here is what? 150 degrees. So here you see, if you solve tan theta is equal to minus tan 30, then you take tan of minus 30. When you take tan of minus 30, it will become 180 minus 30. So you can take like this, tan of minus 30, or you can write it as tan 180 minus 150, okay, is 30. That is nothing but it is 150. So theta here we will get it as 150. This is my answer. Now to solve this, you have to refer to what? A trigonometry. So what is the angle that I got? Theta is equal to 150. That is what in the question it is. Show that it is 150. This is a separate issue because this comes in trigonometry. If you have learned properly trigonometry, then you will understand this. Otherwise, watch my video for trigonometry so that you will get the clear ideas about this. Now let us go for the next one. This is another important question that we have. Show that the points 1, 4, 9 minus 2 and 5, 1 are collinear. Collinear means what? Lying in the straight lines. Suppose if I take this as A, this as B and this as C, I have to show all these points are collinear. How to show all of them they are collinear? So what I will do is, I will take here, say, I will draw for you one straight line here. And they are collinear means what? There are 3 points A, B, C, all lie on the same straight line. What is A here? 1, 4. What is B here? 9, minus 2. What is C here? 5, 1. So what I have to do here, I have to understand one thing. If at all, all this week, what is mean by collinear? As I told you, collinear means all the points lie on the same straight line. That is called collinear. So to show that they are collinear, I have to show that the slope of this AB, the slope of AB should be equal to the slope of what? BC. That means what? Slope of AB should be equal to what? Slope of BC. Slope of BC. If slope of AB is equal to slope of BC, that means all the points are in a straight line. That means it is collinear. So simple. Find out slope of AB now. Slope of AB. We know that. This one you can take it as x1, y1, x2, y2 to find out the slope of it. So y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. What is y2 here? Minus 2 minus. What is x1? Minus 4 divided by 9 minus 1. So what is the answer here? Minus 2 minus 4 is minus 6 divided by 8. What do we have? Minus 6 divided by 8 or minus 3 divided by 4 we get. Minus 3 divided by 4. So the slope of this one, M1 I can say is what? Minus 3 by 4. Now find out the slope of this. Slope of BC. Now we'll take slope of BC. Slope of BC is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. For that I have to take this as x1 y1 and this as x2 y2 to find out the slope of this. So what happens here? 1 minus, okay, minus of minus 2 divided by 5 minus 9. 5 minus 9. So it becomes 1 plus 2 divided by minus 4. I can say 3 by 4 with the negative sign. And if you check, the slope of AB is how much? The slope of AB is minus 3 by 4. The slope of BC is also what? Minus 3 by 4. So this slope is also what? Minus 3 by 4. When both the slopes are equal, slope of AB is equal to slope of BC, then I come to the conclusion what? The conclusion is what? They ABC all lie on the same line or they are collinear. So last you have to write. What you have to write here? Here you have to write. Since slope of A, slope of AB is equal to slope of BC. Therefore, A, B, C are collinear. A, B, C are collinear. We should be very careful on understanding this. Okay. So this is how we understood collinear. So again I repeat, first formula we said when angle is given m is equal to tan theta, and 3 to 4 times we solved here. Colinearity we have shown, equal we will show, angle how much we have shown, and simple idea slope also we understood it. So all these are very important. Let's go for the next slide now. 7th. Find the slope of the line. This is something different. See, these all may come for 5 marks also. They are very important. See here. Example 6. Find the slope of the line through 2, 3 and midpoint between 1, 4 and 5, 6. What do you mean by that? See, there is midpoint between 1, 4 and 5, 6 means here there is a midpoint. Here see A, one line is there. Here one line is there. Here line is there. He says find the slope of line passing through 2, 3 and midpoint of this. So don't worry if it is perpendicular what it is. It means any line that is passing through 2, 3 and midpoint of this AB. Midpoint of this. So that means I had to find out the midpoint of this two. How to find out the midpoint of this? X1, Y1 and X2, Y2 it is there. Then midpoint of AB is what? What is the midpoint? I can take it as what? C. What is the midpoint of this? Or I can write it as what? M. Midpoint M. So what is this midpoint that we'll find out? So to find out the midpoint of AB. Midpoint of AB. For that what I'll do? What is the A? A is x1, y1 is equal to 1, 4. B is what? x2, y2 as 5 and 6. Okay. So midpoint formula is what? What is the midpoint formula? Midpoint that you should know. Formula is that is equal to, or M that is equal to x1 plus x2 by 2 y1 plus y2 by 2. Formula, midpoint formula. What is x1? What is x1 here? 1 plus x2 5 divided by 2. Y1 is what? 4 plus 6 divided by 2, and that answer comes what here? I can write here. See, 5 plus 1 is 6 by 2 is 3, and 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 by 2 is what? 5. So what answer we got here? 3 and 5. This is one portion. Now I have to find out the slope of that line passing through the midpoint, means slope of this line. So I will take this as M, I will take this as C. Now therefore, slope of line CM, slope of line CM is equal to what? Y2 minus Y1 upon X2 minus X1. Now what is this Y1 and X1, Y1, X2, Y2? I will say this as X1, Y1. This is as X2, Y2. 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3 upon 3 minus 2. What is the answer here? 5 minus 3 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. Answer is what? 2. So this is how we have understand it. Okay. So understand this question. This might be for 5 marks also. Find the slope of that straight line passing through point. Another condition is passing through the midpoint of these 2 points. So find midpoint first. And this point, what is the slope? You find out. Condition is not perpendicular, parallel, nothing. It's simply any angle, it is passing through the midpoint. So let's go for the next one. Now, again I repeat, the first type was when angle is given, m is equal to tan theta. Second type of finding the slope is when 2 points x1, y1 and x2, y2 is given. Now the third one is, last one is general form of the straight line. In the textbooks and all, they have given, not in order. So now I will try to take all the slopes formulas in one place and then all the equation in another place so that it will be easy for you to handle. Now, slope of the third one, this is the third one. This is a type 3. So for us, type 3 is slope of the general form of the straight line. General form. What is the general form? General form of the straight line is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. If they ask you what is the general form of the equation, you must know that this is the general form of the equation. 3 questions are given here. Question number 1. For the general form of equation, slope of the line is given by what? M is equal to minus a by b. Then second one, this is a. This is BC. What is the x-intercept? Minus c by a. Minus c by a. Then third one, what is the y-intercept? Minus c by b. For example, if they give for 3 marks, surely what they will do is, they will give an equation. They'll ask you to find out the slope, x-intercept, y-intercept. All 3 will carry 1 mark. And remember, 1 mark out of that half they will give for formulas and half they will give for substitution. So this is about the formula we have seen. Let's go for the problems. Now this is one problem that we will handle here. What is one problem? Find slope, x-intercept and y-intercept. The moment you say slope, x-intercept and y-intercept, they are talking about the general form of equation. Now see, this is a general form of equation. Understand this. Let me go back. If we have one more problem here. Yes, this problem is there. We have not solved this problem. Here also there is one problem. Example 6 we have given. Let us solve this. Find slope, x-intercept and y-intercept of the straight line, 4x plus 3y plus 5. So see, if you compare this one and this one, it is a general form of equation. I can compare here. What is the general form of equation? Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. What is a here? A is 4. A is equal to 4. B is equal to 3. C is equal to what? 5. Now what they have asked? All 3 they have asked. See, slope, x-intercept and y-intercept they are asking. One by one I can see now. A, slope. Slope is given by what? Minus a by b. Minus, what is a here? A is 4. It will be easy when you write like this. What is b here? B is 3. Minus 4 by 3. Now, what is x-intercept? In x-intercept is given by minus c by a. Minus c by a. Minus c by a here. What is minus c here? Minus. What is a c here? 5. By a. What is a? 4. Now see, y-intercept. Y-intercept is equal to minus c by b minus 5 by, what is b here? What is b here? 3. 1 mark for this slope, 1 mark for x-intercept, 1 mark for y-intercept. I can solve one more problem for this because some students get confused with the signs. Let us go for one more problem. Find slope x-intercept and y-intercept of this line. So here you say, again, if I just come across, we see here, this is of the form what? Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. I will rewrite here minus 3x minus 3y minus 9 is equal to 0. What is A? A is equal to minus 3, B is equal to minus 3, C is equal to minus 9. X-intercept. What is x-intercept? What is slope here? First one we can find out that slope. What is the slope here? It is given by m minus a by b. This minus is separate. Minus. Don't get confused. A means what? Minus 3 divided by minus 3. Minus into minus is plus. 3 divided by minus 3. If you cancel plus minus minus, the answer is 1 here. Now x-intercept, this is A what you have done, B. X-intercept is minus C by A, minus C. What is C here? What is C here? So minus 9 divided by A. A is what? Minus 3. Minus into minus plus, it becomes 9 by minus 3. Minus into plus becomes minus 3 3s are 9. Then y-intercept. What is y-intercept? This is equal to minus c by b. Minus c minus 9 divided by, what is b here? Minus 3. So 9 by minus into minus plus again divided by minus 3 plus minus becomes minus 3 3s are 9. You should remember this. It's very important. Two problems we solved here. One taking minus here, one taking plus, because here you may get confused. This minus and this minus. Observe that. N number of time you see that and observe that. So this is one thing that we understand. Okay, what is the next thing that we understand here? Here you have to bahad these things. These are all standards that we have. Slope m2 of the line parallel to the line with the slope m1 is m1 is equal to m2. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? We are talking about two lines. Two lines is, if they say, if one line is there whose slope is m1, slope m2 of the line parallel to this line with m1 is nothing but what? One more line is there which is parallel to this called m2. Then what is the condition if they are parallel? The condition is clear. M1 is equal to M2. They may ask you a simple question. One line is there whose slope is M1. Then the slope of another line parallel to that is how much? The same slope. Now what about this one? Perpendicular means what? They say that one line is there whose slope is given as what? M2. Sorry, M1. Another line whose slope has to be understood here. And it is perpendicular. This is parallel, this is perpendicular. Whose slope is M2. Then what is the condition? The condition clearly here is what? M1 into M2 is equal to what? Minus 1. So if anybody asks you two parallel lines, what will be their slopes? Same. M1 is equal to M2. If they are perpendicular, what is the condition? M1 into M2 is equal to what? Minus 1. Say perpendicular. 90 degrees. If they form 90 degrees, this condition. If it is 0, they are parallel. M1 is equal to M2. So this is what we understand from this line. Here is a find the slope of line parallel to this line. Perpendicular to that line. Previous what we have seen. So let us take A. What they said here, one line is there. This line is this one. 3x plus 2y plus 5 is equal to 0. Find the slope of the line parallel to this line. That means one more line is here. So this is given line. and this is required line. When they said parallel, this is parallel means a slope of this, if it is m1, slope of this is m2, slope of this itself is the slope of this, because the condition is what? M1 is equal to m2. So how to solve this? Find the slope of the line parallel to this line. What I will do is, first I will say slope of given line. Given line. What is given line here? 3x plus 2y plus 5 is equal to 0. Plus 5 is equal to 0. What is the formula for slope? M is equal to minus a by b. Minus. What is a? 3. What is b? 2. If this is m1, the slope of this, then I want the required slope here. So required slope, required line slope, m2 is nothing but what? What is the condition? Slope of the line is nothing but what? Slope of this line m1. That means its slope is also equal to what? Minus 3 by 2. If they are parallel, the slope of this is equal to the slope of this. So find the slope of this, same will be the slope of required answer. Now what about this one? What about this one? Perpendicular. So what I will do here, perpendicular in the sense how it is, how is the diagram? Slope of this line here, perpendicular to the line. First what? One line is given here. 3x plus 2y plus 5 is equal to 0. Find the slope of this m1. Find the slope of this m1, and then what you do here on this is given line, and this is what required line. So I will find the slope of given line first. Slope of given line. What is given line here? What is given line? 3x plus 2y plus 5 is equal to 0. Observe this, same question it is. Same. So we understand m1 is equal to minus a by b. Already we know minus 3 by 2. We have found out here. Now what is the slope of this line? Slope on required line. Required line slope. m2. What it is? We have to use this formula. What? Slope of the required perpendicular line is given by what? If it is m1, if it is m2, m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. Remember that previous formula. So therefore m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. What is m1? Minus 3 by 2 into m2 is equal to minus 1. Correct? Therefore m2 means what now? m2 is equal to, this 2 will go on top here. 2 into minus 1, minus 2. This minus 3 will come down. So what is the answer here? 2 divided by 3. This is the answer. Okay. So this will be our answer. So students, let us stop here, because I will revise. So next our portion will be what? In the next video, what we are talking about, or next class what we are talking about is equation of the straight line. Till now what we have finished? Slopes of the straight line, all the slopes. So let me revise. What was the first slope? The slope when angle theta is given, m is equal to tan theta. We have worked some problems on that. Second type of slope, when passing through 2 points or joining 2 points x1, y1 and x2, y2, m is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. And the third type of slope we have done is what? The general form of the equation ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. We have found out slope, we have found out x-intercept, we have found out what? Y-intercept. So make this perfect in this class. Then tomorrow or the next class we are going to start with what? We are starting with equations of the straight line. So until then, you practice all those problems. You view that n number of times, practice it, and practice all those same problems. It's okay. You can practice the same problems and prepare for your exams. God bless you. Thank you.